Okay, good afternoon, everybody. It's Mr. Sadler coming to you live from the internet. I'm sick today. Our midterm is still going to be tomorrow. What I'm going to plan to do today is to go through as many examples as I can here, and then I'll give you guys a little bit of chance to work. So to the supply teacher, just like for the last two classes, if you can hit pause when necessary, what I'm going to do for the class is I'm going to go through one example, and then I'm going to give the class about 5 minutes to try the next one. In that time where the class gets some chance to work, if the supply teacher and Mrs. Moore and Mrs. Ladd and Matt can walk around and help to see how things are going here. Okay, so first of all, we're going to do 1A here, which says graph the following using the step pattern in Vertex. So the equation is y equals 4 bracket x plus 2 squared minus 7. Now, you should have copied this in front of you here, so you don't need to write any of this down. The vertex for this one is going to be, I'll bold all my answers here so you can hopefully see them, -2 and -7. Now the reason for that is, oops, I get over here. The reason for that is, right, remember it's the opposite of this number, the -2, and then whatever that number is. Is it going to open upwards or downwards? Well, the answer is going to be, whoops, downwards. Sorry, I mean upwards, ha ha ha. The reason it's up is because this value right here is going to be positive. And then we're going to do A, 3A, and 5A. A is going to be 4. Um, 3A is going to be 12. And 5A is going to be 20. Okay, so what I'd like everyone to do right now is to close your eyes and put your heads on your desk right now. And then I want the supply teacher to ask the class who does not understand this, and I can hit pause in the video, I guess, and see who does not understand this. And the people that have their hands raised up, if I can get my EAs and Matt and the supply teacher come and help them out and help explain what's happening there. Okay, great. Now I'm going to cheat here for the graph. I'm going to leave it up here for a little bit and give you guys a chance to do it. For your graphs tomorrow, please be very accurate on your graphs. Please label the axes. Please put the numbers in and all that sort of stuff. I'm going to cheat today, actually, and use a wonderful website which I found, which is called Desmos.com. Can I move this up? Oops, I think I can. Desmos.com is the website, and I know that a few... Whoops, oh. Hope we didn't lose it here. Did we lose it? We're still live. Okay. There's a website, as I said, called... Whoops. Uh-oh. Here we go. Let's get my video back here. Alright, so as I was trying to say, there's a website here called Desmos. What I'm going to do is I'm going to put the equation in, which is going to be, whoops, x plus 2 squared minus 7. Alright, so what that is then, again, this is just the equation here. What if you take a look then at my graph, let's try again here. If you take a look at my graph then here, we're going to have a vertex at -2 and 7, which is going to -2 and -7, which is down there. Now, since our A value is 4, we're going to go over 1 and then up 4. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, which is here. So the next point here should be -1 and -3. Actually, is there a way I can change the scale here? There we go. That might be easier to see now. Everything counts as 1. Okay, so -2 and -7 is here. We're going to go over 1 and up 4. 1, 2, 3, 4. So that should be the point -1 and -3. Then you're going to go over 1 and up 12, if we can get that far, which luckily I can. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. So that should be the point 0 and 9. Okay, so your graph should look something like that. Of course, what I would expect here is I'd want arrows on all 4 of these corners. As well, I'd want y-axis labeled on the top and x-axis labeled on the bottom, or x-axis labeled on the right. So for the supply teacher, you probably want to hit pause right now and give the kids a chance to copy this down if they don't already have it. If Matt or Mrs. Moore and Mrs. Ladd wants to do a little bit more explanation there of the A, the 3A, and the 5A, we've just done this in our last unit, so hopefully this will be coming back to you guys fairly soon. Okay, great. I'm going to go back to the worksheet, which is here. So what I want you guys to do, and I'd like the supply teacher to give the class about 5 minutes to do letter B. before we move on to the next question. Okay, so I'm going to pause now. Alright, great. I'm going to move, so hopefully that went fine. I'm going to move on to number 2. I will do number, whoops, oh goodness, what is going on? I'll do number 2 for you right now, and then you guys will be responsible for number 3. So it says, graph the equation y equals x squared minus 2x minus 8 by finding the y-intercept, the x-intercepts, and the vertex. So once again, I'm going to go through this relatively quickly. So my, whoops, said, to get my y in, what you're going to do is you're going to set x equals 0. So y is going to equal 0 squared minus 2 times 0 minus 8. So y just equals minus 8. Okay, so my point on my graph is going to be 0 and minus 8. Okay, and hopefully that's somewhat okay for people. Okay, for my accents, the way you get those, oops, oh goodness, what is this going to come up? They're frozen. Oh, let me see that. For my accents, what you're going to do is you're going to set y equals 0 in factor, which we've done lots of. And by the way, if I'm going too quickly, the supply teacher can hit pause and give the kids a chance to catch up. Hopefully this won't be too bad, and actually maybe for the supply teacher you can give the kids a chance. Hit pause now and give the kids a chance to solve this, and then we'll take it up in a second. Okay, so the way we're going to solve this is we're going to do the m and the a thing. So the m is negative 8, and my a is going to be negative 2. The two numbers for that should be negative 4 and 2. Because negative 4 times 2 is negative 8, negative 4 plus 2 is negative 2. Then what you're going to do is you're going to call decompose. So I'm going to decompose this as 0 equals x squared plus 2x minus 4x minus 8. Then going again, it's going to be 0 equals x bracket x plus 2 minus 4x plus 2. Okay, I'm going through here quickly, but the expectation is that you already have this attempted yourself, so you're just sort of making any corrections that you need to. The final answer is 0 equals x plus 2x minus 4. Okay, now for how you actually solve for x, what I'm going to do is I'm going to do the little lines here, and then I'm going to say on the left x plus 2 equals 0, x minus 4 equals 0, x equals negative 2, x equals 4, and then my points when I'm graphing them are going to be negative 2 and 0, and 4 and 0. Alright, if any explanation, I'm actually going to get everyone to close their eyes, put their heads in their desk one more time. If you don't understand what just happened, please raise your hand, and one of our lovely EAs or Matt or the supply teacher will come around right now and hopefully help you out and clarify things. Okay, good. You can raise your heads again. Here's next to my vertex. What you're going to do is you're going to find the midpoint of the x-intercepts, then sub it into your equation. Okay, so you got my x. Whoops, I'm going to say x equals. I'm going to, make an equation here. So what I do to get my x value is I'm just going to take my two x-intercepts right here, which is negative 2 and 4, negative 2 plus 4, and divide by 2. Now I always get asked this question, so I'm going to answer it before you ask. It's always going to be divided by 2 because there's two numbers. 4 minus 2 is equal to 2, so 2 over 2 equals 1. So what that means is my midpoint, the x value of my vertex is going to be 1. To get the y value, you're just going to sub it into here. So y is going to, sub it into here, is what I should say. So y equals 1 squared minus 2 times 1 minus 8. 1 squared is 1 minus 2 minus 8, which equals negative 9. So thus my vertex is 1 and negative 9. Okay, now I can't stress this enough, but I'm going to try. This you will be required to do tomorrow, both of the graphs, the graph we did in number 1 as well as this one. This one is relatively important. So I'm going to get the supply teacher to hit pause right now before we graph it and just ask if there's any questions, and hopefully someone that's in there can help clarify things. Okay, good. So now we're going to just graph the 4 points. I'm going to cheat once again and use my lovely equation and do y equals, oh goodness gracious, y equals x squared minus 2x minus 8. Okay, and that's what the equation is going to look like. I'll actually move this around a little bit. If you take a look at the key points on the graph, this right here is going to be negative 2 and 0. This right here is going to be 0 and negative 8. This right here is going to be 1 and negative 9. And this right here is going to be 4 and 0. So just like what we were, just like what the 4 key points of the graph, they have them nicely labeled on here so you can see. So there's negative 2 and 0. There's 0 and negative 8, there's 1 and negative 9, and there's 4 and 0. Okay, so once again, I know this is like 100 times faster than probably you're able to go. So supply teacher, please be kind and hit pause when necessary to give the kids a chance to graph this, because this is definitely a big one that we're going to have to do for next week. Next week being tomorrow, which is your midterm. Okay, now for the supply teacher, if you can hit pause right now and give the kids about 5 minutes or so to do number 3, which is this one. What I'm going to suggest for this graph is, since you are, this is negative 42, you're probably going to have to change your scale. And when I say probably, I mean definitely. So probably count by 5s for your y values so that it's able to graph it on there. So if the supply teacher can give about 5 minutes to let the kids graph that, I'd appreciate it. And if my educational assistants and Matt can wander around and help, that would be very good. Thank you. Alright, on to the back for factoring. I'm going to do maybe number E here on the back. Okay, so E says, I'll go down a little bit so you can hopefully see it. Okay, so E says 2x squared plus 15x plus 7. Now we've done a lot of this factoring stuff, but I'm going to do a little bit more. So we're going to m to get 14 and a to get 15. Now this one here, the reason it's m is 14 is because we did 2 times 7 is 14, and a comes from right here, so that's going to be 15. Okay, so what are two numbers that multiply to 14 and add to 15? Some would say there are not two numbers, but that's why I'm doing this one, because it's off the times table. It's going to be 14 and 1. 14 times 1 is 14, and 14 plus 1 is 15. Then what I'm going to do is I'm going to put my equal sign, of course, and 2x squared plus 14x plus x plus 7. Now if you take a look, right, 14 and 1 is 15. If you want to call this plus 1x, go ahead. I'm just going to call it plus x. And by the way, I know I'm going through this super fast, but I don't feel great, so that's why I'm doing this. 2x comes out for a common factor, x plus 7 plus 1, x plus 7. And you get x plus 7, 2x plus 1. Okay, so once again, what I want the supply teacher to do is to ask everyone to close their eyes and put their heads on their desks. And if you don't understand what happened, please raise your hand. And then I'd like one of our helper folks go around and help right now and see if there can be any clarification. Okay, that's all I got for my video today. Sorry I couldn't be more funny or more educational. Hopefully this is good for people. I will be there tomorrow. If you want to start early, you may begin at lunch tomorrow. I have a doctor's appointment because of this illness tomorrow at 9 o'clock, but I'll be in after the appointment tomorrow. So I'll be in there. If, what's I going to say? And I'm going to ask Mrs. Moore if she's listening right now. Hopefully you are, Mrs. Moore. If you can just ask the class or anybody that wants to write in resource tomorrow and make a list, and I'll come and tomorrow I'll talk to you and we'll get those people writing in resource. Okay. Okay. Thanks everybody. Have a good day. I'll see you tomorrow. Bye.